Hello all, welcome to the new Simply Put series by Kalam Academy. This is Priyanka Mahapatra, faculty at Kalam. So today we'll be having a discussion on the newspaper dated 6th of February 2024. Coming to the text and the context section of the Hindu newspaper, one article was important from our exam point of view, that is about Myanmar civil war and the India's interest. Then coming to the explain section of the Indian Express newspaper, three articles were important from our exam point of view. First is regarding the snow leopard count, second is regarding the All India Higher Education Survey, and third regarding the Assamese traditions and the controversy around it. So these are the four articles that we are going to discuss today, which is displayed on your screen. So the first article is about that we're going to discuss today is snow leopard count of India. So this is first of its kind of exercise for counting the number of snow leopards in India, and this was carried out between 2019 and 2023. Hence it is a 4-year long estimation exercise, and the outcome of this exercise is that India got an estimation of 718 snow leopards in the wild. Coming to the numbers, here Ladakh has the maximum number, followed by Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim and Jammu Kashmir. Okay, so you remember from your exam point of view that Ladakh has the maximum number of snow leopard species in India. So the total estimate, that is 718 snow leopards in the wild, brings us to the global status of having 10 to 15% of the global population of this species. And coming to the organizations involved, so this assessment name or this exercise name is Snow Leopard Population Assessment in India, that is SPAI, which was carried out from 2019 to 2023, and the organizations involved were WII, which is Dehradun based, which is based out in Dehradun, and WII, you must remember that it is an autonomous body under the Environment Ministry. It is not a statutory body. In fact, it is an autonomous body. So this becomes very important from your exam point of view. Other than WII, two NGOs were also involved, that is WWF India, Worldwide Fund for India, for Nature India, and Nature Conservation Foundation, Mysuru. So you must remember that these organizations were involved in the assessment of snow leopard population in India. So let's now understand all the details about the snow leopard, because snow leopard becomes very important from our exam point of view, where such an estimation exercise has happened for the first time in India. Okay, so snow leopard is otherwise called as the ghost of the mountains, and it is called a keystone species of the high altitude habitat. So what do you understand by keystone species? So keystone species is an organism, in this matter, in this case it is snow leopard, which has a disproportionately large effect on its natural environment. It has a huge impact on its natural ecosystem where it is staying, which is relative to its abundance. Okay, that means it need not be numerous in number, but it has got a huge effect on its natural environment where it is staying. That means if the keystone species is disappearing for some reason, then we can conclude that there can be a devastating impact on the entire ecosystem there. Something is wrong in the ecosystem there. Suppose if the snow leopards is declining in number, then we can anticipate, we can expect that something is wrong in the environment there due to global warming, due to climate change, or due to some potential threats, right? Then it is called as an indicator species. Indicator species, you must be remembering an example how canaries, ecological canaries, is an indicator species in the coal mines. So their presence or absence or abundance is acting like a signal for the health of the environment. Okay, and again it is a flagship species for the high altitude Himalayan ecosystem as well. That means it is a kind of ambassador or icon. Okay, the high altitude Himalayan ecosystem is known for this species. So that is the meaning of flagship species. Then it is the 7th largest cat species in the world, Coming to the distribution, it is native to the mountainous ranges of Central and the South Asia. In India particularly, it is found in the Himalayan region. Coming to the habitat, it is found in the alpine and subalpine zones of the mountainous regions. Then coming to the states, here you should be very aware of the states, okay, which covers the snow leopard. UPSC can trap you by giving a state where you would not expect the snow, okay, expect the cold temperature there. Okay, it can trap you in case of Arunachal Pradesh. It can trap you in case of Uttarakhand. Okay, so you should be knowing that the focus states are Jammu Kashmir, Ladakh, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, and Arunachal Pradesh. Then coming to the threats, the free-ranging dogs are the biggest threats. Human-wildlife conflicts are an obvious threat. Then poaching is another threat. Then coming to free-ranging dogs, how it is a threat? Because of the infrastructure development happening in the states of Ladakh, Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh. So due to the infrastructure development and management, lot of laborers are going there in the high altitude regions. They are setting up their camps there and they are bringing the packets, the garbage there. Okay, and also due to increase in tourism in this high altitude regions, they are also bringing waste there to the spots. Okay, and the poor waste management, therefore it is attracting free ranging dogs there. Okay, and the dogs there, they are competing with the snow leopards for all the resources and prey. So this is a kind of threat for the snow leopards now. Okay, so you should be understanding they can come in the AR questions. So you should be knowing that the free ranging dogs can also be a threat, because this is very non-obvious thing that how can dogs be a threat to leopards, but they are a threat in this way because they are competing with the snow leopards for the resources and the prey, right? Then coming to the conservation status. So this is also very important for you to remember. This can come in the match the following or as simple statements in your exam. So you should be knowing that according to IUCN Red List, it is a vulnerable species. According to CITES, it is in the Appendix 1, which requires much more attention. According to WPA, that is Wildlife Protection Act 1972, it is a Schedule 1 species. Then India is a party to many programs and initiatives just to protect this species. India is a party to Global Snow Leopard and Ecosystem Protection Program since 2013, GSLEP program. Then again, India is a part of Secure Himalayas. Secure Himalayas, what is it? It is a multifaceted initiative for the holistic conservation of the high altitude ecosystem that is in the Himalayas. So it is aiming to conserve the high altitude ecosystems of the Himalayas with a special focus on the snow leopards and other endangered species in that habitat, while also securing sustainable livelihoods for the communities. And you must remember that it is funded by Global Environment Facility, GEF, and it is an initiative with the support of UNDP. So very important facts you must be remembering from your exam point of view. And the focus areas are 6 Himalayan states, which we have already discussed. Okay, that is Jammu Kashmir, Ladakh, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, and Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, and India is also part of Project Snow Leopard 2009. Okay. Then we come to the All India Survey of Higher Education and what it says on female enrollment takers for art and science. So here, whatever we will be going to discuss in the form of key takeaways from the survey, that becomes very important for you to quote as facts and figures in your answer writing. You can quote these facts with respect to education, with respect to higher education if the specific question comes, like you can quote this fact with respect to female enrollment, female woman empowerment. Okay, likewise. So here why this is in news, because this report All India Survey of Higher Education 2021-22 was made public on January 25 this year. And it has found that 4.3 crore students are now currently enrolled in a higher educational institute. And that is up from 4.14 crore in 2020-21 and 3.42 crore in 2014-15. That means it has been steadily increasing over the years. Okay, with respect to the students getting enrolled in the higher education. And what does it capture? It captures the total student enrolled in different levels, 8 different levels: undergraduate level, postgraduate level, PhD, MPhil, diploma, PG diploma, certificate, and integrated programs. And more important for you to remember that who brings this survey. So this is an annual web-based survey which is brought by Ministry of Education every year since 2010-11. Okay, so this is a very important fact to remember from your prelims point of view. Then coming to the trends, so it is very important to understand the trends for your exam, for your prelims exam. So you need not remember the exact facts, but you need to understand the trends of these surveys. Okay, so here coming to the first, that is female enrollment. It has steadily increased. It has been seen that it is greater than males. In the last 5 years, the number of women enrolled, it has increased by 18.7%. Okay, and the proportion of women is highest in the PG level, in the postgraduate level, where 55.4% students are females. Okay, for your answer writing, you need to remember the overall figure. Like you can remember that more than 50% are females in case of PG level. Okay, the number of women have steadily increased. So that way you can substantiate your arguments in your answer writing. And for your prelims exam also, you need to have a fair idea that which trend is going where. Okay, it is increasing or decreasing likewise. Then we come to the gross enrollment ratio and gender parity. So coming to GER, that is gross enrollment ratio, which is the number of students which are part of the higher education system in a given population. So for the age group of 18 to 23 years in India, it is 28.4. Okay, so 28.4 out of 100. If the population is 100, then 28.4 students are part of higher education in India, right? Then coming to state-wise data, Chandigarh is boasting of the highest GR followed by Puducherry. Okay. Then coming to the gender parity index, it is the ratio of female GR to male. So female is in the numerator and male is in the denominator. So here you can guess that if the GPI, that is gender parity index, it is lying between 0 to 1, then it is favoring males. If it is lying between or greater than 1, okay, then it is favoring the females. So in case of India, it is greater than 1, that is 1.01. So it is favoring the woman. Okay, but in SC/ST, you can see that in SC it is fine, it is again favoring woman, but in ST it is just below 1. Okay, 0.98, which is favoring the males. Then third is understanding the trend of arts over the sciences in the graduation and the PG level. Here BA program has the highest enrollment with 34.2% of the total undergraduate enrollment in India. Social science stream has the highest number of PG students. MA program has the highest enrollment. But in contrast, we can see that at PhD level, the engineering and the science are topping. Okay, so they are at the first and the second spot. Then comes the social sciences. So at the PhD level, it is the engineering and the science that are topping. Then coming to the primacy of the government institutions. So here we can see that government universities, they are less in number. They are only 58.6% of all the universities in India. But 74% of all the students, they go to government universities. So here we can see that even though there are more private universities, but students are they prefer going to government educational institutions. Okay, so here you can see in the pie chart that how the government universities, the students enrolled or attending the government universities is far ahead of the private ones. Then coming to the distribution of student enrollment in Indian universities, Here you can see that the state public universities is one of the highest. Okay, so here students are preferring again to go to state public universities than the central universities. This is the private one and this is the deemed one. Okay, so over the central, students are more enrolled in the state public university. Then we come to the demographics of students graduating. Here we can see that women, they are at par with the men with respect to the graduation. Okay, then coming to the category wise distribution, the scheduled caste is around 24%, other backward classes around 65%. Okay, and 10% with regard to ST. Okay, so this is the overall distribution of the caste categories. And coming to the male versus woman, it is 50%, 50%, 51%. Just women are just leading, okay, and the male are just behind. Then we will be coming to the third article, that is about the Myanmar's ongoing civil war and India's interest there. So why this is in news? Because a few weeks ago, the Arakan army, which is the military of Myanmar, they have captured this Paletwa. This Paletwa region is in the Chin state of Myanmar, which is in the western borders of Myanmar. Okay, and this western border is close to the Bangladesh and India. Okay, and this capture of Paletwa by the military army has brought a complex issue in front of the Chin and the Arakan ethnic groups of Myanmar. So this Chin and the Arakan ethnic group, they are the Buddhist group in Myanmar and who are claiming their ownership over the territory of Paletwa. So this Chin is seeing Paletwa as theirs, while some Arakans are also claiming their historical ownership. And here the paradox is, while they are having a common enemy now, because the Myanmar military has captured their claimed land, that is Paletwa, the historical tensions which was there before and because of the unresolved disputes, this is avoiding them, this is preventing them from openly claiming that territory or uniting fully in front of their common enemy in the Myanmar military. Understanding? In spite of having the same enemy, that is the Myanmar military, but these groups are avoiding to openly claim their territory because of the unresolved disputes. So nobody is coming forward to claim their ownership now. Okay, so in this case, inter-ethnic solidarity and creative solutions is very, very vital for the peaceful resolution. Here it is important that the Chin and the Arakan ethnic groups, they bring their solidarity, they unite together to fight against the military, the Myanmar military, in order to govern the Paletwa region and the surrounding areas. Now this capture of Paletwa, it has got a huge impact on India's Kaladan project. It has brought a strategic concern for India now, because this Kaladan project, that is Kaladan multimodal transit transport project in Myanmar, this was brought by India in order to address the connectivity issue that is lying with the India's landlocked northeast, because this northeast was only connected to India's mainland through the vulnerable Siliguri corridor, which was actually very vulnerable to Chinese interference always. It was a narrow corridor. So in order to bypass this corridor to come to the northeast, we were bringing this Kaladan project, and that is via sea route. So this is a very strategic infrastructure project that will connect the Kolkata port to the Sitwe port in Myanmar, and that is via Paletwa. So if this Paletwa is captured now by the Myanmar's military, then the delays are going to happen. There will be uncertainty and delays over the project now. And this is a big setback for India's strategic and economic interest in the region. This will hinder the access to the sea, which is very vital for boosting trade and development in the northeast India. So it's a geo-economic issue now, right? Then to add on, the China's investments in Myanmar is all the more a strategic concern for India. For example, the Three Brotherhood Alliance that includes the Arakan Army, Myanmar National Democratic Alliance Army, and the Tang National Liberation Army. And they're continuously receiving the Chinese support and protecting the Chinese investments in Myanmar. And on the other hand, they're also hindering the Indian project. So China is using these groups in order to hinder the Indian projects there in Myanmar. Then there is a growing Chinese economic presence. China has operationalized its oil and gas pipelines, a deep sea port, and a special economic zone near Kepiu. Then China is also enjoying a leverage being a permanent member of UN Security Council. So therefore, it is able to garner greater political and military support than India in order to protect its investments in Myanmar, influencing the ethnic groups in Myanmar. Then there is a challenge for India's Kaladan project, where India's democratic approach, it is actually welcoming, or it is actually bringing scrutiny. It is hindering the engagement with the armed groups because of the India's democratic approach, right? So this situation necessitates that we scale up our humanitarian and development assistance to the country of Myanmar, while also carefully navigating the ethnic tensions and China's growing presence in Myanmar. Okay, so this capture of Paletwa and the civil war, this necessitates that we extend our humanitarian and development assistance there, while also being careful of the ethnic tensions and the Chinese growing presence in Myanmar. So here it is very important to have a careful diplomacy in this situation, extending development assistance and having expertise in navigating the complex local dynamics there, which is very crucial for India to counter the China's influence and advance its own projects in the region. So this is how you can conclude with the answer. If any question comes with regard to the relation between India and Myanmar, or with respect to this particular ethnic clashes which is having its foothold now in Myanmar. Now comes the fourth article, that why PETA, that is People for Ethical Treatment of Animals, wants to have ban over the 2-age-old Assamese traditions. So here we are concerned about the Assamese traditions, which is very, very important from our prelims point of view, because art and culture is there in our syllabus. So here we are not concerned about the details of the allegation of PETA. Okay, but we are concerned about the Assamese traditions here, the temples associated with the traditions. Okay, so why this is in news? Because the Assam's government it has made an attempt to revive the traditional practices of buffalo and bulbul, that is songbird fighting, that happens during the Magh Bihu in Assam, that is in the month of January, that is during the Assamese winter harvest. Okay, so this is a folk culture which is associated with the state of Assam. So Bulbul fighting, you must remember that it is associated with the state of Assam, and this is a attraction at the particular temple, that is Hayagriv Madhav mandir in Haju, which is 30 kilometers from Guwahati. Okay, so this is the temple you can see, and this is the Bulbul fighting you can see in the figure. So all the details about the ban, so it was actually discontinued after the Supreme Court ruling in 2014 judgment, where it forbade the use of bulls or any animal as performing animals in the Jallikattu events and bullock cart races in the states of Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra or anywhere else in the country. So it faced a ban after the Supreme Court ruling in the 2014 judgment. Okay, but it got resumed after the Supreme Court in 2023 overruled its 2014 judgment, upholding the amendments made by the state governments with respect to the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1860 to allow the sports. like Jallikattu, Kambala, and the bullock cart racing. And the Assam government therefore released some kind of SOP to conduct those fights to again revive the traditions. But again, it has faced certain legal challenge. PETA India has now filed two linked petitions before the Guwahati High Court seeking prohibition of both the activities, because according to them, the animals are facing abuse. The owners are slapping, they're pushing them. Many buffalo had number of injuries on their bodies from the fights, and that the fights lasted until one of the two buffaloes broke away and fled. Okay, then coming to the details of the mandir. Here also you need to know that it is a Hindu mandir which is located on a particular hill, that is Monikut Hill in Hajo, Kamrup district of Assam. Okay, and it is dedicated to the form of Vishnu, that is Hayagriv Madhava. It was built in the 16th century by Koch King Raghudeva Narayan, which is made of stone. The material also is very important from your exam point of view. And the special feature is that it is a two-story structure with the shikhara on the top. So these are the special features of the temple which you should know from your exam point of view. The important ones are the hills, okay, the Monikot hill, and about the two-story structure, and the material used for building the structure, okay, and the Vishnu temple, right? So this was all about today's discussion. The short notes of this video discussion will be given to you in our Telegram channel. Do join us. The link for joining the Telegram channel will be provided in our description box. Okay, until then, goodbye, take care, happy learning. Thank you so much.